Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to tackle something super important for anyone going through a Social Security disability appeal in Virginia: how you actually show up for your hearing.
So let's get right into it. You've got this hearing coming up, and you're faced with what seems like a pretty simple choice, right? But trust me, how you answer this question can have a huge impact on your case.
And yeah, I'm serious. This is not just about what's most convenient for you. This is a strategic move, plain and simple. It can literally be the difference between winning and losing your appeal.
Okay, here's the key thing you've got to understand. The Social Security Administration will tell you that all these hearing formats are legally the same. And yeah, technically they are. But from a strategy point of view, no way. They are absolutely not all equal. And why is that? Well, it all comes down to your testimony. That's the heart of your whole case. The format you pick completely changes how the administrative law judge sees you, how they interpret your condition, and honestly, how much they believe you.
All right, so the Social Security Administration, the SSA, gives you 4 different ways to do this. Let's break them down so you know exactly what you're working with.
Now this table is super helpful because it lays it all out, right? You're basically looking at a bunch of trade-offs. You've got location and convenience on one side and how you actually interact with the judge on the other. And each one has its own special factor that could be a huge help or a huge problem.
Okay, first up, we've got the classic, the gold standard, the in-person hearing. A lot of people think this is the most powerful way to go, and for good reason. The judge can see everything: your posture, how you shift in your seat, the look on your face when you talk about your pain. It's all that stuff that words just can't describe.
Then, on the complete opposite end of things, you have phone hearings. I mean, they're super convenient, right? No travel needed. This is a lifesaver if you have serious mobility problems or even severe anxiety. But, and this is a big but, the judge sees nothing. All that visual information is gone, which can really weaken the emotional punch of your story.
All right, then there's this middle ground option, the agency video hearing. You still have to travel to an SSA office, but the good news is they handle all the tech. So you get to be on camera in a professional space without having to stress about your home Wi-Fi cutting out mid-sentence.
And last but not least, we have the most modern choice, the online video hearing, usually over Microsoft Teams. This gives you amazing flexibility. You can do it from home. But, and you knew there was a but, all the tech is on you. Your internet, your camera, your microphone, it's all your responsibility. Plus, you have to specifically sign a consent form, the HA56, to even have this as an option.
Okay, so we've talked about the options. Now let's get to the absolute heart of the matter. We've touched on this, but it is so important we need to really dig in. I'm talking about credibility.
This quote really says it all. Think about it. When the medical paperwork doesn't perfectly match what you're saying, when things are a little gray, the judge has to make a call. And a lot of the time, that decision comes down to one thing. Do they believe you?
And this chart just lays it out so clearly. It's like a ladder of credibility. At the very top, you've got in-person hearings, where the judge gets the most information, your body language, everything. Video is a strong second. But down at the bottom, the phone hearing. All that non-verbal data is just gone. All they have is your voice. So, with all that in mind, how in the world do you pick the right one for you? Let's walk through a really simple checklist that'll help you figure this out.
You really need to ask yourself 3 things, and you should definitely talk this over with your lawyer. First, can a judge see your disability? Does your pain show in how you sit or move? Second, where are you going to be most comfortable and focused? In a formal office or in your own home? And third, let's be honest. What's your tech situation like? Answering these honestly will point you in the right direction.
But look, picking the right format, that's just step 1. Once you've made that choice, you have to switch gears completely and focus on getting ready, because choosing the best format means nothing if you're not prepared for it. And you can't just prepare in a generic way. Your prep has to be specific to the format you chose. For an in-person hearing, you might practice describing your symptoms while physically showing the judge how you're struggling. But for an online hearing, you're doing tech checks, picking a clean, quiet background, and practicing looking at the camera, not just at the screen.
And don't just brush this off. Look at that number. Roughly 60%, a huge majority of hearings in Virginia are online now. So being ready for the tech side of things isn't just a nice to have anymore, it's a must.
So in the end, it comes down to this. Picking the format is about choosing the right stage. But the real challenge, the real work, is being ready to tell your story on that stage in a way that's clear and powerful. The question isn't just which format is best. It's which format will let me be my most authentic, believable self.